Hi guys, today is August... Wait, hold on. Hi guys, today is August 29th, a Monday, and I got new glasses. I know this week's topic was schools, however, I want to talk about something else first, which is the Minnesota State Fair, because school can't start until the State Fair is over. I went to the Minnesota State Fair on Friday, and it was a lot of fun. I've been going every year since before I started kindergarten. And to be entirely honest, we go for food. I got a sock monkey hat! I'm almost excited for winter now! Yay! I saw this this stained glass Starlight. Also, there's a lot of political booths there that I forgot to mention, and so we went to go to those, and I also got a button that says if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. Which is a perfect transition to our next topic, which is schools. I mentioned school cannot start until the state fair is done. That is because the government, it is Minnesota state law that school cannot start until after Labor Day, which this year is September 6th. In Minnesota, the school system is divided into school districts, and the school district controls all the public schools in that given area, and those schools have to meet the state standards. So what I'm about to explain, not true for all of Minnesota, it's true for where I live, and it's really similar in most other parts too. I created this little chart that shows all the ages and what school you would be in, because in my school district we have elementary school, middle school, and high school. However, I would like to point out that I moved here when I was 5, so I went to preschool in Atlanta, Georgia, where I went to a state-funded one. So I don't know how preschools work here. I moved here when I was 5, and 4 months later I started kindergarten. Kindergarten, you start at age 5. In Minnesota, the cutoff is September 1st. So you have to be 5 before September 1st, otherwise you have to wait another year to start school. I go to a really large high school. There's 2,000 kids. Then there's, from the chart, you know that there are 4 grades in a school, 4 grades in high school. There are 500 kids in my grade, over 500 kids in my grade. My school does trimesters, so our school year is divided into 3 sections. We have the first try, which is usually until the week or 2 after Thanksgiving. Second try ends sometime in March, and then third try ends like June 10th or 11th. The way our periods work is we have 7 periods a day. School starts at 7:25, and you must be in your seat in first period, and then we have second period, and then we have pause, which is a cutesy name for homeroom. It plays off our school mascot. You have third and fourth period, and then depending on what lunch you have depends on how your 5th period works. Like if you have A lunch, you go lunch and then 5th period. If you have B or C lunch, you go to part of your 5th period, and then you have lunch, then you go back to your 5th period, and then if you D lunch, you go to 5th period, and then you have lunch. And it all depends on what teacher you have is what lunch you go to. Then we have 6th and 7th period, and then after school you can do co-curricular activities, which is basically like we do speech, debate, sports. I do theater tech. We have a gymnastics team. Apparently we have a Quidditch team. Our grade system works. We have A's is the best you can get. And A, you have to have 90% or higher. B, you have to have 80% or higher. C, 70% or higher. And anything below a C is technically failing. So D is 60%, and anything lower than 60% is an F. We have this thing called GPA, which is our grade point average, and I don't know how they figure it out, but 4.0 is like the highest you get, and then you have to have like straight A's to have 4.0, and I had all A's and an A-, so I got a 3.97 one try. Anything below a 2.0 means you have failed a class before. I'm not sure, and I don't intend to find out. GPA also contributes to your class ranking, and you're ranked according to like your grades. So there's a bunch of people tied for first, because there's a lot of overachievers in my school. So you have to have like 4.0 to get like first or something. I don't entirely know how it works. I'm not in the top 10. However, I'm not last either. And quite frankly, I don't think it really matters. Supposedly it helps you get into college. We have honors classes and AP classes at my high school. Honors classes are basically a harder level of classes, and it shows up when you graduate from high school and shows that you're willing to push yourself and you're smart almost. AP classes are A-push classes. AP is advanced placement, also known as A-push, and AP classes you take for college credit. So my older brother took AP World History, AP US History, and those you take for college credit, and they also have like AP writing classes that you can take. However, I'm not taking any AP classes. I am in some honors classes though. At my school, we have a school website and it has what's called the student portal, and it shows all your grades, GPA, class ranking. If you really want to know that, you have to go look for it though, somewhere in there. And it also shows your schedules. However, we do not have our schedules for this year up because supposedly they're still working on class sizes for our schedules. So I do not know my final schedule yet. I do know what classes I signed up for though. But when you sign up for classes, every year you have 21 credits you must fill because you have 7 periods each try. 7 times 3 is 21. If you fail a class, then you don't get credits for it. Also, to graduate from high school, you have to meet certain requirements, like you have to take 4 PE classes, which sucks. You are required to take certain classes each year, like I said, talking about grad requirements. Like freshman year, you have to take English 9A, or you can take honors. You're supposed to take earth science, etc., etc. Also, then you can take electives. Freshman and sophomore year, you can choose 6 electives. Also, to graduate, you must take the MCAs, which is Minnesota Comprehensive Achievement something, I think. In elementary school and middle school, they use it to, like, gauge your intelligence almost, tell what classes you're supposed to be in type of thing. However, in high school, you have to take 1 MCA each year. Freshman year is writing MCA. Sophomore year, I believe, is... I don't know what sophomore year is. I want to say it's reading, but I might be wrong. And then juniors take math, and somewhere in there someone takes science as well. And you have to get above a 3 on those, because they grade you from 3 to 6. 3 is passing, 6 is like you should be in college level for it. Basically, they gauge you off of that, and you have to get above a 3 if you want to graduate from high school. So then we take the ACT or SAT, depends on the colleges, to get into college. ACTs go to 36 points. The higher the points you have, the better you did on the test, basically. What you want, it really depends on what college you want to get in. SATs, they do for, like, I think Ivy League schools, and a lot of schools on the East Coast I know do it. However, all the schools my older brother applied to took ACTs, and I don't know anyone who's taken the SATs, really. But you can take them out here. Also, I hope you guys don't mind that I just skipped talking about elementary school and middle school. However, I didn't think that's relevant since all of us are in high school. I hope this helped explain schools in Minnesota. Larissa, I know you wanted me to talk about Girl Scouts. However, I did not. I'm going to might talk about that next week. Even though I'm probably going to be talking more about schools because my older brother is leaving for college on Saturday. However, he's only going to be going downtown instead of living out in suburbia because the college he's going to is actually right nearby. Also, one thing I do want to talk about is if we should do punishments for our videos being long and if we're not uploading videos. So, do we want to do punishments for not uploading videos? Also, should we have a time limit? So let me know what you guys think about punishments. I just had to go delete some photos on my camera because it was beeping at me that I ran out of memory space. So Larissa, I will see you tomorrow. Bye. DFTBA.